funky.
Good afternoon, guys. It's Garrett, and today I'm going to guys the top 5 designs of the week number 30. And I just want to say first that it's actually just insane that we've done 30 weeks. I thank you guys so much for supporting this whole entire series, for always submitting your portfolios every week. Showing me the much love. Liking this video, subscribing to my channel, and just coming back and viewing these videos each week. It just means a whole ton to me. And I didn't really think I'd last a whole 30 weeks for this. So as always, if you guys have not heard yet in the past top 5s, in 2 weeks of the week of the, I believe it's the 29th and 30th, we're going to be doing a huge top 5 designs, a very good Halloween and horror theme. We're going to be giving out some money. We're going to be doing a lot of cool features like that. So if you guys want to hear more about that, just watch to the end of the video. So let's get right into the top 5 itself. And with the 5th spot, we have Blake, and he did a pretty decent 2D kind of weird skull themed header for, I think it says SCAC, I'm not too sure, and I gave you a 7.8 on this. And overall, man, is a really dope idea and a really dope concept. I really like these kind of ideas where people start throwing black and white themes in, and I had to give it to you. You did a really good job, creating a nice depth with having those cool cloud stalks on the right hand side and left hand side, and having those geometric shapes to kind of move around with the skull and itself. What I wasn't too much of a fan of was the text, and how the skull and roses don't really have anything other than just being placed and flipped. And it's not that huge of a deal, but it just looked a little bit weird having those roses next to each other like that and having nothing, below them. And maybe if you could have had a better light source up top, creating a bigger glow, it wouldn't have brought my eye more towards how it just drops to the bottom. And also, the text on the left and right hand side just looked a little bit weird. Maybe a different font choice could have done a little bit better, in my opinion. But the little 3 dots you did above the A was actually a pretty cool idea. It helped fill in that weird negative space to kind of create something else. And the geometric shapes in the background overall just really work well with the whole entire skull and rose idea. So good job on you guys, Blake. And you got a 7.8 in a 5th spot. So the 4th spot, we have Zico, I believe that's how you say it, and I give you an 8.4 on this really nice 2D header for Savage Gaming or Savage Esports. It's one of those, and overall, man, I wish people could do more styles like this, and it's a very clean and a very respective 2D style header, and overall, I really have nothing bad to say about it. I love how you use the same colors that we use on top of the logo, having those gradients inside those background stocks and everything like that. What I wish you could have done a little bit more was maybe have that logo stand out just a little bit, maybe create a better stroke around it. I just feel like it looks weird going from that dark navy blue straight to that orange, or the dark navy blue straight to the red. Maybe if you had a orange stroke around it where the red was and a red stroke where the orange was, it could have created a better, contrast for everything else. And also with the text and the kind of sponsors, I wish you could have added something a little bit more to the sides, kind of create that better feel. It just looks a little bit awkward how it's just placed there, but overall it just looks really dope. You did a really good job putting it together. The whole background stock looks amazing. The half tones that you used were done really well, and overall the color scheme, how you put it all together was done really well. And the text and the sponsors were done extremely well, of course, just how you placed them and how they all looked. So good job on that one, man. You got an 8.5 in a 4th spot. So the 3rd spot, we're going to Vioz Tarantino, I believe it's called. And overall, I'm going to say first, before we get into this header, there was a lot of kind of 80s themed retro looking headers and social media and advertisement stuff submitted this week. And maybe you guys just had a little thing for this kind of style, but these styles are really dope. I really love the pink, the purple, and blue colors. So I just wanted to say thank you all for submitting your stuff. But to get back into this one, you got a 3rd spot at 8.9. And overall, I really like the whole concept. I really like the backing and the grid that kind of flows downwards, and the whole kind of logo backing that you use. But I wasn't too much of a fan of the text and the kind of render, the logo you used in the middle. I just felt like it looked a little bit out of place. Maybe the colors were too different, or maybe it didn't blend in enough. I felt that you could have added a little bit more stocks and stuff like that. Maybe had a little bit more of that kind of dark grungy stock on top of everything, and maybe that glowing more on top of the lion. Could have changed it a little bit, but overall, man, you did a really good job. That kind of brush stroke in the background really worked well with the whole backing, with the clouds, with the mountains, and also that grid. So good job on Vioz, and you got an 8.9 in a 3rd spot. So the second spot, here's another kind of retro 80s themed header by AZ and Tony. Not too sure how you say that. I'm sorry for butchering you guys' names. And you got a second spot and 9.6. And overall, this was a Soar Collide, I believe it was for. And a really insane style. I really like this a lot. I know those stocks that you use might not have been, all original. I know a lot of stock packs have those actually. But you use a really good concept on having, those palm trees in the background, how it kind of like phases out. And these kind of 3D models in the front looked really well. I think you could have done a little bit different with that though. That's why you haven't got such a higher score than what you probably expected or what you anticipated. I just felt you could have done a little bit more with those little 3D geometric plexus, or whatever you want to call it, stocks on the right hand side and left hand side. Maybe change the color, maybe have like a reflecting off from the grid. I just felt like they were placed there and you didn't do too much, but overall that middle piece is done really well. The logos are set in a very good spot, they're very evened out, and the text itself looks really dope. It really matches the Soar logo itself. So overall, man, you did a good job pushing it all together and making that grid, really work well. Having those shadows, having that kind of beams come off. Another thing you could have done is added more of a pink and purple kind of beams coming around with these blue, but everything else is done extremely well. So you got yourself a 9.6 in the second spot. So the first spot we have Link Creates, and he did an insane 3D header for Saw David. I gave you a 10 on this, man, and a number 1 spot, of course, and I really have nothing bad to say about this. It's not really too much following, the color theory and having, where the lights and where all the stuff comes from, but you did an insane job making sure everything, worked well together, having that kind of really attractive look to it. And this can't really be used in a kind of professional series. Maybe you use like a Nike advertisement or something like that, it could have been. But for this social media and the COD community, you did an insane job pushing it all together. I really like how you had those kind of blue stocks wrapping around the text and having that white glow. The stocks on the right hand side and left hand side were done extremely well. They're really placed in a very good spot, and also having that kind of dust particles and have those little light particles coming off was a really good kind of trick and good idea. I really like the render itself though, how you kind of place that Saw logo everywhere, and you have like 3 Saw logos, maybe a couple are like protruding out, and having that kind of Superman kind of ring look to it, and also having the lights pushing off of it, having a glow, and then also having the atom array, or having that kind of 3D robotic look on the bottom of it. That was done extremely well, and it really helped bring everything together, and overall it was just a really insane style. So you got yourself a first spot and a number 10. So basically that's going to be it for this week's top 5, and thank you guys so much for always submitting your portfolios. Always, if you guys do want to be a part of this, please submit your portfolio in the description below. There's going to be a link, and you guys can be featured on the week number 31. So about the Halloween and horror theme for it's going to be week number 32, I believe. We're going to have a super kind of jam-packed money giveaway and very good horror and Halloween theme, of course, because Halloween's coming up. So if you guys do not celebrate it, I'm not too sure if you guys are Jehovah's Witness or whatever religion you guys are, but if you guys do not celebrate it, you guys still can enter and you guys can still win a little bit of money. It doesn't have to do with anything with your religion. It's just kind of like a get together and throwing stuff together. So of course, guys, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. If you guys do turn my alerts on, let me know on Twitter, because I'm going to be following people with all that kind of stuff. So of course, guys, it's been Garrett. I hope school is going well for you guys, and I hope you guys have a really nice weekend and a really nice day. Peace out.